All right guys, as promised in the last video, today is my BMW E30. So we've just pulled this car out of hibernation and it's been in the shed for probably a year now, and you can see how bloody dusty the whole car is. The cats have been walking over it, all sorts of dirts on it, and we want to do a full paint correction on it because it's been resprayed about 6-7 years ago now by myself when I was, just a teenager. And we want to get that depth back out of the clear coat because it's just been fading off for a long time. We're going to show you guys how to do that and get all the contaminants and stuff out of the paint. We've got a bunch of trims that need restoring, because they've all faded. With the car standing around for so long, it's gotten dirty in all different aspects. We've got a bunch of these chrome trims around the windows here that all need a metal restoration on it. We'll use a metal polish on that, show you guys how we can make them pop again. We'll also be doing a general wheel clean. Whilst these aren't completely dirty, just from a wipe like that, you can see how much dirt's already come off them. It'll really make them pop again. These wheels look really nice when they've had a good clean. And all those years ago when we resprayed the car, we had a run in the clear up here, which I never got around to fixing. So I'll show you guys how to do that today. All right, first things first, let's get into the wash. We're gonna start spraying these wheels down with our acid-free rim cleaner. Give them a good solid coating in all sort of surfaces that we can get to with the rim cleaner. Give it a good spray. Now, whilst we let that sit and work its way into the brake dust, I'm gonna show you guys how to get your foamer ready. We'll grab our SONAX water again. So the reason why we don't want to put the rich foam shampoo in first, before we put the water in, is because it'll foam up way too much and then it'll be much harder to get the foam gun full. So basically, fill the cap full of the rich foam shampoo, we'll add that to our foamer, and that means we're now ready to go with foaming the car. And now that we've dried off the entire car, we can start thinking about clay bar on the car, because it's been sat for so long inside the shed, it's actually absorbed a lot of that dust and the contaminants in the paint. So even from just running my hand over the surface of the paint, it sounds like it's literally like sandpaper. So clay bar will make a big difference to that. Basically, how we'll start is we'll lubricate the surface with some green clear glass. So we'll net our clay bar a little bit, get a fresh surface, and then we can start going in lengthwise motions over the top of the surface. So now we've done a couple of passes, we can already tell from how the clay bar is gliding over the paint how much contaminants has been picked up.
Boys, we're taking a 5-minute break from the detailing. We kind of want to ask some questions that you guys want to know about this car. And we've got some questions here sent in by you guys, and I'm going to answer them today. But first, I kind of need to answer my own question, and that's, what is the motor in this car, Cassian?
It's actually funny that you asked that question. It's a M30 B35 from older 7 Series. That thing absolutely smokes everything in an E30. It's an awesome motor, tons of torque, and it rips like hell.
Mad. All right, so I've got a question sent in from a viewer. What are the mods you've done? Would it pass TÜV in Germany? And this one is from Michael Suck in Germany.
So we've actually done like a fair few mods to this over the years because I've had it for such a long time now. So what we've done is we've done full polyurethane through the whole car just to make it really like stiff the way it drives and stuff like that. We've put coilovers through it, all four corners. We've got a Torsen LSD diff, like it makes such a huge difference having an LSD in these. We've got an M-Tech kit all around and the M Sport interior. Probably missing some small things, but that's pretty much the majority of it.
Awesome, well done. And tasteful. All right, so I've got a question sent in from Alex K. He's in Melbourne. Was it really 800 bucks?
Yeah, actually it was 800 bucks. I remember selling my dad's mulcher and lawnmower at the time when I was about 16, and I got in a lot of trouble for that at the time, but no regrets because this thing got me, well, I got this thing for $800 then, and I don't think I would have had the $800 if I hadn't done that. It was a pretty funny story though at the time. Now we can look back at it and laugh about it.
And I do remember the day after Cassian came to school, after he sold the mulcher and the mower and bought the E30, and I remember his dad was indeed not too happy about it. All right, next question. Jono from Melbourne. Jono B, actually. Did you respray it yourself?
Yes, we actually did. We resprayed this car in the shed. Like we just did a shed paint job. As you can see, it's far from perfect, but it's the way we painted it when I was about 16. I had some help from my dad because my dad used to be a panel beater back in the day, so he knew his way around and he taught me how to apply the body filler and stuff like that. But obviously, seeing I did it all myself, there was a couple of dents that were missed and stuff like that, and the body lines aren't all perfect, but at least I did it myself at the end of the day.
And you definitely wouldn't think so. It looks pretty pro. All right, last question. Matt J from Melbourne as well wants to know, how often do you wash your car?
So as you can see, I haven't washed it in a while because it's been pretty dusty, but we're getting back into it. And when I do drive it a lot, I will wash it before I drive it every single time because I love this car. Thanks guys, really appreciate it. This was an awesome interview. Let's get right into it, hey?
Cheers boys, thanks for watching, and yeah, you're right, there is no better feeling than a freshly washed car. Adios.
If you guys have a run like this that you guys want to get out, the trick is to have a sanding block as such. It'll be a solid one. This one's from Kovacs, and we've got a 1500 grit sandpaper on this side, and on this side is a 2000 grit sandpaper. So we initially start out with sanding it with a 1500. It's just a dry sandpaper. See, as we sand it, we can really tell where the run actually is. So we'll just work that until we can no longer see a shiny area between here and here. So obviously this is matting off. Here's the run, and then here's a low spot, and there's another low spot there. So we just gotta work that until it's all this matte finish. So dry sandpaper loves to clog up a little bit like this, so whenever that happens, you just grab your rag, wipe off the surface, and then go again. So we're back to a fresh surface, and we keep going. And now that we've achieved the matte surface all the way around, we're going to resand this whole area with 2000 just lightly to decrease the depth of the scratches that the 1500 makes, which make it much quicker for us to be able to polish out this area. And so once we get to this stage, I'll grab my ultimate cut and the wool pad on a rotary machine, and I'll just work it until all of the scratches from the sanding paper are gone. At this point, you grab your microfiber towel, get rid of any polish residue, buff it all off, and it looks like there was never even a run there. So now that we've had a good look at the paint, we think the best way to restore this paint will be with a rotary machine and the ultimate cut and a wool pad to start out with. And after that, we'll be showing you the EX0406 to finish off the paint and give it that high gloss look. So we'll just liberally prime the pad for the moment. So rotary machines aren't usually recommended for somebody who's a beginner, but once you've done a few cars, it's good to have a crack at a rotary machine. The only thing you want to be careful of is edges and stuff like that, because it's quite quick that you might be able to might burn through those sections. So with our cutters, you always want to start on a low speed until you've worked the cutters for a while, as they are a diminishing abrasive. So you can instantly tell that we've gotten a lot of clarity back out of the paint. We've removed that dulling of the clear coat. And once we go over this with the EXO406, it'll give that high gloss back. So we've just decided to clean up the barrels and the rims as much as we can. We're going to get some metal polish on it. I've just pretty much put a liberal amount around the rim, and we'll be polishing it with our rotary machine and a soft backing plate sponge. So let's polish that down.
A few moments later.
All right guys, we're back again after a long weekend at the snow. I got a bit of a sunburn, bit of a haircut as well, but we're back to show you the rest of the detail. So what we've already done is we've rotary polished the whole car. We've done a bit of sanding, we've done a couple of other things here and there, and now I'm going to show you guys the chrome trims. Let's get to it. Cool, so we've set up this line here for our before and after. This is the side that we'll be polishing, top and bottom. And this is the side that we won't be polishing, and then we'll show you guys a 50-50 afterwards. So the felt pad has this amazing advantage to get into all these nooks and crannies and give you a really good final finish. The polish that we'll be using is a SONAX metal polish, and let's get into action now. So the way I like to apply the metal polish is to put a liberal amount just on my finger as such. Again, this is totally safe on your skin. You do not need to wear gloves whatsoever. It is designed to be food safe as well, to be used on kitchen equipment. So we've mounted our used felt pad on our rotary machine, and now we're going to start working that entire section on this side. So now we've gone over the entire car with the wool pad on the rotary machine, we're now going to be changing to a finishing machine, which is our DA, free spinning. We'll go with the 165 yellow. It's like a softer pad, which is much better for finishing. And we'll be grabbing our EXO406. This polish is specifically designed for an accenter machine. An accenter machine is just another word for a dual action. So the 0406 means, so we've got a 4 cut there and a 6 gloss. The 4 cut is perfect because it will cut out all of the holograms out of the bonnet, and we will get an amazing gloss, which is a 6. So the scala is up to 6. So 6 is our highest gloss that we can achieve. Let's get to it. Wax is one of the easiest coatings that you can put on your car. Give it a good shake before you start, and then evenly apply it to your application sponge. Give it a couple of dots on the application sponge as such. Gently massage it into the paint. So we can treat an entire bonnet in one go, or that amount of surface at once. Basically what we want to do is basically massage the wax into the entire panel as such. And once we've done that, we get to watch the wax dry for approximately 30 seconds or so as the wax bonds to the panel, and then we buff it off with our microfiber cloth. And now that we've let that set for a bit, grab your microfiber, the most plushest one that you've got, make sure you've ripped your tags off it, and just start wiping off. The wax has done its job, and we will basically just clean all the residue off, and the deep shine of the wax will instantly be revealed. And now we're going to use the plastic trim restorer with our super soft applicator to restore these trims.